Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the hard sounds. There are 4 hard sounds. The first hard sound, which is the S1, and it's called the systolic sound. The systolic sound is the lub sound. So it's heard as a lub when you're hearing the sound. It appears at 0.02 to 0.04 seconds after the beginning of the QRS complex. The vibrations are low in pitch and relatively long lasting, which lasts for about 0.12 to 0.15 seconds. The frequency of the first sound is 30 to 100 Hz and is produced in this order: by the closing of the mitral valve, then closing of the tricuspid valve, and then opening of the pulmonary valve, and finally the opening of the aortic valve. So this was the first hard sound, which is the lub sound. For the second hard sound, which is the S2, it is the dub sound. So the hard sound is lub dub. Sound 1 lub, sound 2 dub. Sound 2, which is the S2, is the diastolic sound. It appears in the terminal period of the T wave and it lasts for about 0.08 to 0.12 seconds. It's produced in this order: closing of the aortic valve, closing of the pulmonary valve, opening of the tricuspid valve, and opening of the mitral valve. So it's the opposite of the S1. It's heard like a rapid snap because these valves close rapidly and the surroundings vibrate for a short period. And the physiological splitting that varies with respiration is wider splitting with inspiration too. So for the split of sound 2, the audible expiratory splitting, if it's more than 30 milliseconds of difference in the timing of the aortic valve and the pulmonary valve closing of the split of sound 2, components of the second hard sound. The splitting of S2 is best heard over the second left intercostal space. The normal pulmonary valve is often softer than the aortic valve sound closure and rarely audible at the apex. The inspiration accentuates the splitting of the S2 sound. For the third hard sound, which is the S3, it occurs in early diastole at the beginning of the middle third of the diastole, when rapid filling of the ventricles result in recoil of the ventricle walls that have a limited distensibility. So the cause of the third hard sound is the rapid filling of the ventricles. It lasts for about 0.02 to 0.04 seconds. It has the proto-diastolic sound or the gallop sound. The gallop rhythm is a group of 3 hard sounds that together sound like a galloping horse. So the addition of an S3 or the sound 3 to the physiological sound 1 and sound 2 creates a 3 sound sequence, which is called the gallop. So S1, S2, S3 are termed by the proto-diastolic gallop or the ventricular gallop. The S3 is normal in children and in individuals with a thin thoracic wall, occasionally heard as a weak rumbling sound too. For the fourth hard sound, which is the S4 and also called the pre-systolic sound, the pre-systolic sound or the S4 appears at 0.04 seconds after the P wave, the late diastolic, and lasts for about 0.04 to 0.10 seconds. The S4 is caused by the blood flow that hits the ventricular wall during the atrial systole. The S4 is also physiological only in small children. If heard in any other condition, it's a sign of reduced ventricular compliance. Addition of an S4 produces another 3 sound sequence, S4, S1, S2, which is called the pre-systolic gallop, which is different than the gallop of the S3. So this is the pre-systolic gallop produced by S4, S1 and S2, or also called the atrial gallop. During tachycardia, S4 and S1 can fuse together, producing a summation gallop. So they can be heard as one sound. For the phonocardiogram, it is the duration of the S1, S2, which is slightly more than 0.10 seconds. So for the S1, it's 0.14 seconds, and S2, which is about 0.11 seconds. The semilunar valves are more taut than the atrioventricular valves, so that they vibrate for a shorter time than the atrioventricular valves. So the semilunar valves vibrate for a shorter time than the atrioventricular valves. The audible range of frequency, or the pitch, in the first and second heart sounds are about approximately 40 cycles per second up to above 500 cycles per second. So this was everything for the heart sounds for today. Thank you very much and hope to see you soon again in the next video.